I'm a PCT for the Vita. I work at Sun City, and I'm also a patient, a PT patient for the last 3 years. I had dealt with renal disease my whole life, but it was until I was 22 that I was diagnosed with end-stage renal disease. I had a congenital blockage of the urethra when I was born, and I guess it provoked an infection in my kidneys, and so they developed renal disease. After that, they managed my disease my whole life, and I just barely needed dialysis 3 years ago. I actually crashed into the hospital when I needed dialysis, and they did some hemo treatments at the hospital, but I never went to in-center hemodialysis aside from what I received on the hospital. To be honest, I was more worried about my wife, what she was thinking at the moment. We weren't married yet. She seemed really sad. I was really worried about what I was going to do about school or work. The new semester was just starting. The day I went to the hospital, I was supposed to go into work and I couldn't, so I was also worried about work. And I was more worried about my life after getting out of the hospital. Dr. Blandon, he came into my room and spoke to me about it. The moment he said you can do PD at home, I just fell in love with it. After being released from the hospital, I had the surgery to put in my PD catheter. I was referred to Loma Vista, and I started training 2 weeks after, once the catheter was healed and everything. PD at first was very scary, but you kind of get the hang of it during treatment. So once you go home, it's really simple. The treatment itself is very gentle, and it gives you a lot of time to do more things during the day. I would usually wake up, disconnect, make sure I'm cleaning my hands, put on my mask, unplug from the machine, take off everything I use from the machine. Then I'll just go about my day, go to the gym, visit my mom, maybe go to catch a movie, something like that. And then in the afternoon I would just take a walk, something, and then come home, set up my machine and connect. Dialysis at a clinic, it takes away 3 days of your week, and PD, even though you have to think about your schedules, it pretty much doesn't change anything during the day. What's important for me is my family, being with my wife, my mom, my 2 sisters, having a strong career, being healthy, and just keep on into the future.
It was a little bit scary at first because it happened just kind of suddenly. I crashed in. I was a little shocked, but I knew it was something because of all the signs that I had been having, like the edema and the shortness of breath and things like that. I knew from my patients in the hospital that hemo was harsh. I didn't know exactly how PD would be, but I figured it would be a little less harsh than the hemo would be. Once I got the catheter, I became a little bit more comfortable. I think I was more afraid of actually going through the procedure, but the trainer was amazing. I had a great teacher. She taught me everything that I needed to know. They broke down everything, they explained everything, and it just made me really comfortable. I knew that home would be best for me because I wanted to be able to do it at home and still live my life and go to work and not have to come to an in-center 3 times a week. Oh, it works amazing because I get home, I'm able to do everything that I need to do, and then I set up my machine. I get on, I sleep through the night, I wake up in the morning, I disconnect, and I go about my day, and I don't have to think about anything until it's time to go home and do it again that night. All the things that I was doing, prior to becoming a patient, I'm still able to do with being a PD patient. It's been a great experience. I feel like they trust me. I feel like they look to me when they don't understand things, or I'm relatable to them because they know I understand what they're going through, and I think it makes them more comfortable with asking me questions or talking to me or opening up about things that could be going on at home or with their treatment or how they're feeling about doing their treatments. Training new patients, sharing the knowledge about it, and getting them excited about choosing PD, making them feel like, okay, I made the right decision, this is gonna work, this really, my life is better. I had a patient that converted from hemo to PD. She absolutely loves PD. She loves not having to go in center, so that's the best part for me. Just helping somebody kind of get their life back to a regular routine. really take PD as like a serious consideration. I know it may be a little scary thinking about having to do these things at home by yourself, but you'll be completely trained by a professional. They're always there for you. There's always somebody available, and you'll be trained to do everything on your own.
I'm passionate about home because I know it is a better modality for my patient that is able to do home dialysis. When a patient starts dialysis, period, we tell our patient that it changes their lifestyle. It's a change in lifestyle. So when they go into in-center, they're giving about 3 to 4 hours 3 times a week. They can't do their daily activity, grocery shopping, taking their grandkids or their kids to schools and activities. When you do home dialysis, you're doing it most of the time at night. You wake up, you go about your day, and then it frees up your day to be the person that you were before the kidney disease. There's a big part of being involved in their care. They're able to take charge of their health. They're doing the dialysis along with their family. So there's empowerment because of that involvement in the taking charge from the patient and the family perspective. They do better long term. The clinical benefit is that because we get volume control on a daily basis, a lot of people will see that they get to be weaned off of a lot of their blood pressure medication. Most people who do home dialysis will find that at some point they may not even need to take any binders to control that phosphorus level. It gets better on its own with the daily cleaning. The biggest benefit that I see to being on a home modality for dialysis is the empowerment that comes along with it. When most patients get to the end-stage renal disease, step, they tend to lose a lot of hope and they feel very helpless. But once it gets started on home dialysis, they see the benefit. They're doing the dialysis themselves along with their family help and and the support of the nurses and the doctor 24/7. They take back that self-control. They understand their disease process and how they can make themselves feel better. That is the biggest benefit that I see to home modality. That self-empowerment to be able to take control of your health and your lifestyle.
My name is Arturo Lozano.
My name is Ebony.
My name is Dr. Quinn Lam.
And I am the Me in Home.
Home.